What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So if you guys remember, as the other day before New Year's Eve, I posted a little thing of my resolution, my YouTube resolution, and my little community post, a little picture about what my goals are. And now one of my most important goals is I plan on talking a lot less crap when it comes to YouTube. So we are going to start the New Year's off right, and we're going to talk a little bit of crap. So, as you guys know, I am a firearms instructor. On the weekend, that's what I do. I'm an NRA certified instructor for a basic pistol for home and safety. But at the same time, I also do intermediate courses. I've been at 6 Hour Academy, my military training, all that stuff together, combined all the stuff I've learned over the years. And I kind of combine it into my classes so my students get the absolute best class and best experience they can have when it comes to shooting. Now, one of the things I see on some of the videos I talk crap about instructors on is that I have a lot of certified NRA instructors coming out bitching and complaining about my techniques. And, I don't even go into my actual class. They're like, oh, we don't know what you're teaching and stuff like that because this is a basic pistol class, and I get it a lot. So I'm going to ask that one question. So why is it that these other NRA certified instructors get so pissed off at me when I talk about my classes? So let's cover that real quick. So in order to become an NRA basic pistol instructor, you need to do two things. One, you have to attend a NRA pistol class, or a basic pistol instructor class. So there's NRA counselors that go out there and they teach you how to do these classes. Now, a class is usually like a 1 to 2 day class, usually around 2-day class, and then you have to qualify at the end of the class. The qualification you have to get is on this target right here. This is the NRA instructor qualification target. So at 15 yards, you have to get 20 rounds inside this hole, right? 15 yards, you have this big old hole that you got to get 20 rounds into. And once you've taken the class, you've taken the test, you go and you do this. Congratulations, you get your certification and you get your instructor ID and all that other good stuff. And congratulations, you are now a certified NRA basic pistol instructor. Now, the class that I took when I got this, there was multiple instructors out there. He had a phenomenal teacher, a great teacher. He's also been taught over 6 Hour Academy and stuff like that too. I had a phenomenal teacher. And one thing that I noticed is when we're on the line and doing the qualification thing is as easy of a target as this looks like at 15 yards, there was a lot of instructors that were getting rounds all over the place and were having a really hard time qualifying. They weren't quite instructors yet. They're really having a really hard time qualifying. Now, this target right here, it may be an NRA certification or instructor certification target, but I did not use this as NRA certified instructor target. I use this as a practice target for my students taking a basic pistol course. Now, this specific one, there was a one-person class. There's one person in the class. This was their practice, right? This was their practice. You had to tape it up to get it on there. Within this practice, I gave them, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 rounds to practice with right here. That's what they did at about 15 yards away. So technically, if they were going for their instructor certification, that would be confirmed. They would become a full-time and certified instructor. Now, for the basic pistol course itself, the actual qualification target for the basic pistol course, let me dim this light a little bit, it's not quite this one. This is basically the same exact size, a little bit about the same exact size as this black circle. Except there's 4 of them. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. And in order to qualify at a basic pistol class, they have to do it at a minimum of 10 yards, and they have to get 5 rounds in one of these black holes. So if they start shooting here and they start hitting all these targets, there's a lot of instructors out there, they'll just have them keep shooting until they get 5 circles in one hole. And then congratulations, you got your basic pistol certification. That's not how we run things. That's not how I run things when I'm doing my classes. When I do a class like this, I give them an 8-hour class, just a standard class that we do right around 8-hour class. I don't just cover the basics. I don't just cover the basics that's covered in the NRA book. I don't just cover the basics because there's some things that they teach are very, very outdated. And if you simply follow that and read through the text and read all the information, you get such a vague glimpse into what it is when it comes to pistols. Now, there's a lot of instructors out there that only let their students qualify on a 22. Whether it's a striker fire 22 or like a target model 22 or a single action 22. Every now and then I'll bring out a 22. It depends. If it looks like there's going to be someone that's a little gun shy in the class, then I usually bring out a 22. 90% of the time, probably 98% of the time, they qualify on a Glock. And if it's not a Glock, it's a VP9. If it's not a VP9, it's a 320. It's a M&P 9. I usually let them qualify on a 9. After I've worked directly with a laser system and them, working on their grip and stance and stuff like that and being able to shoot, and I teach modern day techniques. And I teach them all that stuff, and I teach them how to use various guns. Like an entire class, I pull up various selections of guns: single action, double single action, double action only, blah blah blah, revolvers. Bring all these guns out, and I give them all hands-on training and to know how to use each and every one of these guns. And then we choose a gun for the qualification. I have them practice on the laser target, and then we go out to the range. And usually when they practice, I'll give them 10 rounds to practice with. Some of them don't even need that. And when it comes to the qualification time, I usually give them 7 rounds to start, and 90% of the time out of the 7 rounds, the first 5 they get within a 1 inch to 1.5 inch group in one of the black holes. They're not all over the target, they get in on there. Because in my class, I don't specifically talk about the basics that they browse you over. I specifically talk about pretty much everything when it comes to shooting and marksmanship, about how you miss. I talk a little bit about malfunction clearances and stuff like that too. I give them a full picture of a pistol because I know something. That is that after this class, after they go through the process, they get their permit, they have to take this class in order to even get to be able to purchase a firearm and get their permit. After they take this class, more than likely they will not take another class a day in their life. Sometimes because they have such a good example, or they have such a good time in our class and they learn so much in the class, they come back to us and they want more advanced classes or private classes or something like that because they had such a good time and they learned so much in the class. But most Americans, most people that take these classes, they just want a permit, and they get their permit, and then they never get training once again. And if they carry the gun, they carry the gun. If not, then they don't. It might be locked up in a drawer. And if you follow only the basic stuff laid out in the test and the actual NRA test, they don't learn a whole lot except firearm safety, and that's very important. Firearm safety is very important. But now ask them how to use a double single action pistol. Now how to use a striker fired pistol. Now how do you take apart this pistol? How do you fire this pistol? What's the difference between a double to single action to a single action only? They don't cover all that stuff. They don't cover the basics of how to handle these guns. They don't cover the basics of how to properly decock a revolver. They just don't cover the basics. They go by the classic NRA method, which is stick your thumb behind the hammer, put the hammer down on it, and then when that happens, you get an owie and you rip your finger out and it get all bloody and stuff like that, and your gun goes bang because you pulled it out too early. Then they have problems. What we do is we go over all of that stuff. I go all over that stuff. I pull a revolver. I teach them the modern day method, the proper method that doesn't make an owie on their thumb. I guess say an owie. Dad, what can I say? That doesn't require a band-aid at the end of the class, to actually learn how to properly decock, load, unload, decock a revolver. They know how to load, unload, and decock a semi-automatic if it has a hammer on it. They know how to load, unload, and fire any type of pistol that I put in front of them in the class. And I want them to understand that. And now, after they've qualified, after I take them out to the range, and they're qualified very quickly, because they usually pay attention, and I'm standing right next to them, I help them out along the way. They literally qualify instantly. After we're done with the qualification, I bring out other guns and I bring out other calibers and I let them shoot different calibers, and I give them little tips and stuff like that. I have them step farther back, 20 yards away, and we shoot at steel targets. I teach them the basics of firearms, how to shoot it, trigger control. A lot of people don't do that. I teach that stuff basic, and that's all in a basic pistol class. And there's a lot of instructors who are, I don't know what you're teaching in the class, but that's not a basic pistol class. I'm sorry, if they screw up when they get out of the class and they get their guns and they accidentally shoot their neighbor because they don't know how to properly handle any type of firearm other than the one that they use in their class, or they don't know anything about ammunition, or they don't fully understand the full firearm safety, and they shoot their neighbor, I personally hold myself responsible for that a little bit. It makes me feel a little bit responsible because I didn't do my job as an instructor to make sure they got the best information, the most information out of a single class that could be the only class they ever take. So for all the other NRA instructors out there that complain about people like me that kind of blend the class and we actually make it so more people know more about guns, and to a point when they're done at the classes, I'll tell you back to back, compared to when I took my instructor's course and the class and the students that come into my class, the students after they've been through my class and they've done the practice and they qualify, shoot better than say about 70% of the students that was in the instructor class that I was in when we were getting our instructor certification. That's how much information we cover when it comes to the pistol class. And there's a lot of people that do not appreciate that. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about me, guys. And remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.